You look very handsome.
Thanks.
I'm sorry.
Well,
What? Are you ready?
I'm ready. Are you?
Yeah.
Very color coordinated.
Are we?
Red, blue, and green.
Blanket. Yeah. It's cold.
It's always cold. It's winter.
Yeah. Okay, let's go. Okay. Next week, the big day.
The big
A
day.
week from today.
It's the 90th?
90th.
Oh my god.
I
You're
don't
like an
know
old
why,
lady.
but that doesn't seem like a lot to me.
90?
Yeah.
I think the reason it doesn't seem like a lot is because you do spurts of them.
Mm-hmm.
So when we were in Australia, what was that?
That was
At the
probably
beginning of the year.
35.
So that was, a third of that was over the course of, what, a month and a half?
Yeah.
And then another third of that
Was that
was over the course of a month. So most of those, 60 of those shows happened within the past 9 months.
Mm-hmm.
Or within 6 months.
Yeah.
So that's probably why.
Yeah.
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 You should probably say what it is a 90th of.
Yeah. Well, that's a good point, Edward. Yeah, I'm performing a week from today with the Vancouver Fringe at the Revue stage, which I hear is beautiful. When I did my interview the other day with the radio station, he said it's one of the most beautiful stages in Vancouver.
Oh my
So
God.
I'm really excited.
Revue?
Yeah.
Revue.
It's
Vancouver.
REVUE. Is that Revue?
REVUE. I don't know what that is. I don't think that's review. That's like revue.
Revue.
It sounds French. The Revue stage. Oh wait.
It's
The
a mini
stage?
thrust stage. And it's
so
very
it like comes
central.
forward.
Yeah.
Oh, that's kind of perfect for your show, actually.
Yeah, and it's very
it's
central.
quite large, actually.
And I think it's like 200 seats
Quite central in the sense of it's in
Vancouver.
Oh, it's
It's
there.
on the island.
Oh shit!
What?
It's on Granville.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool. I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's
this
a
would be
beautiful
perfect for
space.
Gerald too.
Yeah. So I'm really excited.
That's cool. Yeah.
It's
Congratulations.
Thank you. It's my 90th show of SWAN in a beautiful space in a new city. Haven't performed this show in Vancouver, which is exciting, which is always a little nerve-wracking for me because I always have a fear of who's going to show up. I don't know people in Vancouver, but this is also the first time the show's been picked up and bought, so that's very exciting.
And it was their job to do that, right?
Yeah.
Kind of, sort of.
Yeah, but I also
Combined
think
effort.
in the industry, like it helps when I post about it. Of course, it helps when they post about it, but I'm an artist not from Vancouver. I can only do so much.
Yeah.
So talking about it on here, maybe that will help.
Yeah, we get so many listens.
We get so many.
We took a big break because we've been doing
We've been
other
busy.
shit.
We've been
we
building
dropped
shows.
The ball, but we were gaining a little bit of traction. There was not a lot, but there were quite a few unique viewers.
Yeah.
Like I think out of all of our views, it was like 50 or 60% of them were individual people.
That's cool.
So we probably had 50-ish, and I forget how many hours of listening time. But we talked about this, though, how hard it is to get traction on this type of platform.
And it takes time.
Well, it's...
you got to play the long game.
This is a long... Like, if you go hard, like if you go really hard, you can grow an Instagram account to like 50,000 followers in 2 months. If you dedicate 2 months of your life to growing this account and you game the algorithm and blah, 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 all that shit, podcasts don't really work like that. But a podcast is a long-term plan. There's a lot more potential for making money, and there's a lot more potential for like repeat viewers and blah, blah, blah. And all that kind of stuff. But in the beginning, it really kind of crushes your ego because they're hard to find. And it's hard to convince somebody to watch something that's almost an hour long.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But anyways, back to
sorry,
SWAN.
I went on a podcast rant there.
No, it's
But
beautiful.
the point is, yes, hopefully you should do a little thing. The show is at this I'm gonna restart that. The show is at this venue on this date at this time. You can buy tickets here, and then we'll post that as a clip.
Oh my gosh.
Look at the camera.
Okay, look at the camera.
Directly into it.
Oh my gosh, in my U of A
Not
alma
the
mater.
screen, into
Not the
the
screen.
lens.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh. Aw. I don't know. I never wear this sweatshirt.
Well, not ever. You're wearing it right now.
I know, but then it like reminds me of university.
Well,
Which is
it does say
interesting.
university on it.
I know. Aw. Back to the days.
Yeah.
Okay. Hi. I know I don't know how to do this.
You don't,
I'm
you don't
so
have to scream.
bad.
I'm not holding it for you. I wanted to move it a little bit away from your face.
Self-promotion. I hate
It's going to be
it.
10
I
seconds.
hate
Do you want
it.
me to do it?
It makes me feel
Okay,
dirty.
I'll do it. What
I
is
don't
it?
know why.
On the 28th at the Revue Theatre. At what time?
At Granville Island at
7?
the Revue. I think it's called the Revue. Whenever I hear people talk about it,
Come see
7:30.
Swan.
7:30.
7:30. Come see SWAN at the Revue Come see SWAN at the Revue Theatre on Granville Island on November 28th at 7:30. It is the 90th show.
That was strong.
See you there. I was trying to think of it.
It's hard.
I was trying to
It's
think
hard.
of a thing at
Well,
the
I
end.
don't know why. I think some artists, and I admire them, they have a skill where they can just promote themselves. And I don't have that skill.
It's a very important skill.
It is an important
Because
skill.
when you're, and this is something that I've learned about myself, because I also am absolute dog shit at it. If you're trying to make shit, if you're trying to make a show or whatever, in my early days, it was photography, and like, if you don't know how to sell yourself, you're essentially missing the whole part of the business that's sales, and that's like you're essentially you are a salesman for yourself.
Yeah,
and
I
if you're a
struggle
bad
with that.
salesman, because it's hard to you have
well-
to find. I was listening to a podcast with Matthew McConaughey,
Mm-hmm.
and he said it very nicely. I'm not going to remember exactly how he said it, but it was essentially the difference between ego and confidence, and it's very hard to differentiate to not sound like a cocky asshole, but have confidence, and you got to have that differentiation to sell yourself.
You're not wearing pants.
I'm wearing pants. The shorts just rode up a little bit when I sat on the couch.
Because
Because I sat down. I am wearing pants. I'm wearing shorts. I'm wearing pants, but I sat on the couch and then I did this. I sat down and then I went like this,
Yeah.
and then they rode up. I don't care. You can't see it.
I know.
I'm just
I know.
letting it all air out.
I know, it's funny.
Anyways,
think-
Matthew McConaughey wants you to sell your show.
Yeah, and I think what I'm trying to say is that I see a lot of people. I struggle with ingenuine sales pitches, I guess. And
Yeah,
you
me
can
too.
tell when people are forced to sell things, and I'm just not interested in being that kind of person. So
now
it's
you're making
figuring out.
Self-conscious about my pants.
No, you look great. It just made me giggle. Yeah, because I just don't like having those qualities. So I guess
think
it's
it's something
figuring
that
out.
you learn.
It's figuring out how to learn how to sell yourself in an industry that has your face on it.
Well, I think you just have to think of it as, because not to make this all about, I don't know why I thought of that even. I was about to say not to make this all about like capitalism, because it's not it is. But you're a product,
Yeah.
right? You are the product. You're trying to sell yourself. So you almost have to like remove yourself from yourself, look at it from a third person perspective,
Yeah,
and say,
and-
even though this feels really weird, I put myself in a situation where I am the product.
Yeah, and I think talking about SWAN, this project kind of taught me that. And the way that I generated the title, the way I redesigned the poster, the way I redesigned a lot of things from the beginning to end, this project has grown significantly because a lot of people taught me that lesson of you have a great show, but you're not selling it properly.
Yeah. And I think we've had so many conversations about how this industry is just full of that. It's
Yeah.
full of people who might make great stuff, but they're not business people, they're artists. And that's it's very, very rare to find someone who's good at both. Like
Yeah.
it is because they're two completely different skill sets.
Yeah.
It's like asking someone to be an athlete and an accountant. Like there's some of them out there, but it's pretty rare. So it's why agents and managers and all that blah 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 exist, is because it's two completely different sets of using your brain.
Yeah. Yeah.
But you're getting better.
We're getting better.
Getting
okay.
better. Using social media. We started.
I'm using social media.
Oh,
I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try.
Okay, do it.
And I can, but my voice always changes, so it's interesting. It's interesting.
Why is it so? Oh, it's because you're actually sitting up.
I'm sitting up.
Oh my god.
I'm sitting up. I'm looking into the camera.
I was like, why do I look
try.
like I'm so far to the side, but you're just in the middle?
A saleswoman for something that I really care about, which is my show. And let's see how it goes.
Wait, let me get out of here.
You're gonna get out of it? Oh my gosh! Stop! Oh, now the pressure's on. The monkey.
Sit in the middle. Sit in the middle.
I am in the middle.
No. Look at the lens or the look at. Yeah, there you go. Okay, do it.
Hi everyone! I have some really exciting news. A week from today, I'm doing my 90th performance of SWAN at the Revue stage on Granville Island in Vancouver. It's being presented by the Vancouver Fringe, and I'm just so excited to go there for the very first time to do this show. And I hope to see you there. It's at 7:30, November 28th, the Revue stage, presented by Vancouver Fringe. See you there, Swan Sisters.
That was really good.
Was it?
But can I give
My
you,
phone went
can
off?
I give you a note?
Yeah.
No, the phone's whatever.
Okay.
You were doing it like this.
Yeah. That's why.
So even though you felt,
for the people listening, Edward is slunched over the microphone.
The mic was in front of your face the whole time, so
okay.
I could see your. Look at the thing.
I'm looking at the thing.
The monitor.
Yeah.
See how you can't see my mouth?
Note taken.
Okay, so either
don't tell any of my ballet
angle
teachers
up,
I did that.
Or to the side, fucking chill
so
like this. You can go like this. Hello, everybody. Come see my, you could be a diva about it, but just don't put it in front of your face. All right, take two.
Take two.
Yeah.
Do you like that?
Well, you should look at the camera.
I'm going to go like this.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, take two, everyone. Take two. Hello, everybody. I have some really exciting news. A week from now, November 28th, 7:30 p.m., the Revue stage on Granville Island in Vancouver, presented by the Vancouver Fringe Festival. I'm doing my 90th performance of SWAN, and I can't believe there's been 90 shows, and I'm really excited to go to Vancouver for the first time to present this show and share it with you all. I hope to see you there. That's I slouch? Good. I'm such a natural.
You started here and you like slowly made your way down, but you didn't go all the way to here.
Okay.
You kind of stopped here, so it's fine.
That'll work. That'll work. I don't know why I associate. Thank you, Edward. I associate. Oh my gosh! Thank you, Edward. Can I talk now? Are you done?
Yeah, I'm done.
Are you done burping? Don't take another sip because you're just gonna burp again.
Okay.
Okay.
What were you gonna say?
Well, whenever I have a straight posture, I just feel like I hate saying this. I'm not sure if this is the right phrasing, but I think it's because I grew up doing ballet and trained by a very specific type of like woman and person.
A hard ass. So it's really hard for me to associate this posture with being friendly. As opposed to when I'm more down and forward. I'm just saying because of my personal experience with it. I don't think sitting up straight with your shoulders back is a representation of friendliness. That's a representation of power and confidence and blah, blah, blah. Like, you don't, like if I'm greeting you, I don't come to you, hey, Lauren, how's it going? Do I look friendly to you? It's like, no, you just want to be friendly. Just be relaxed. Yeah. But you're presenting something to the camera, so it's good to be like, I mean, because if you do this, you look like a news anchor. Yeah. Oh, welcome today. Blah, 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 blah. But like, if you're just presenting, you can just get comfortable. Because friendliness is comfortable. When you're friendly with someone, when you're genuinely friendly with someone, you feel comfortable. So your body should be comfortable. Okay, that checks. You might not want to be like, what's going on, everybody? You might. Who knows? I don't know. I'm not an expert. I'm kind of making this up on the fly, but it seems like it makes sense. Get back to your side. Get back to my side. No, look at but look at. I'm never. You always want to sit sideways. Well, I'm comfortable. Yeah. Well, it's because we're friends.
We're friends.
Yes.
You heard it here, folks.
Just get back over here.
Okay.
Get cozy. See, if we
There,
weren't
I did
friends, I would be more self-conscious about my pants.
The fact
looking
that you're
I don't
naked?
have pants
Yeah.
on. I have pants on.
They're the shortest shorts.
They're not. It's just because
You adjusted the couch.
It's
now.
because I sat down and moved, and it made my shorts move.
Yeah.
But anyways,
Yeah.
so tell me about SWAN.
SWAN. Well, SWAN wasn't always called SWAN.
I know.
It was originally called Owadette, and I feel that a lot of people in Edmonton, because when it got held over at the Edmonton Fringe in 2024, I think that was, and it also got nominated for a Sterling Award in 2024, it was under a title called Owadette. And I loved that title because I thought it was a really good play on words, because I also spelt it like Owadette in regards to you owe something, like you owe money, you owe something.
Mm-hmm.
And the character's name in Swan Lake is called Odette. And the whole premise of the show is that she's owed a debt of love. So I thought that was really clever. The downsides to that, it automatically made the show incredibly niche because the title was hard to understand. A lot of people thought it was a show about finance. A lot of people didn't realize that was a show about Swan Lake. Only the hardcore Swan Lake fans could look at the poster, look at the title, and say, oh, this is about the main character in Swan Lake.
I had no idea Odette was even a name.
Yeah.
So when I first read it, I read it as Odette. Like, oh, she owes something. She owes a debt.
And one of the biggest...
it's catchy.
It's catchy.
Odette.
I liked it.
Odette,
But one of the biggest lessons I learned, and I call this my $10,000 lesson. It was really expensive. I call this my SWAN. Thank you. SWAN was a master's degree in the amount that I learned. It was a master's degree in learning how to produce an international solo show and finding success in it. And I invested a lot of money into it.
Do you feel like a master?
I feel like I've done a lot of training. For example, we're not going back to Australia this year because the venues we got weren't good enough for an international artist to make a profit, and that's just the facts. You could always go being hopeful and think that you're the one out of a million, and that could still happen. And we could have made a strong profit, but after my master's degree learning, okay, Perth, you need to be at these venues. If you're not, it's going to be really hard to get anyone to your shows because that's just how people work. They want to go to the hottest venues, and if you're not in one of the hottest venues, you better have a really big name to fill a seat.
You're also not doing yourself a favor going to the other side of the planet.
Yeah.
Because no one knows who you are.
Yeah.
So unless you have a crazy marketing budget, or you're very, very, very good at creatively marketing, or you have a huge social media following, or you have a podcast that people in Australia listen to, then it's very, very hard to do that.
Yeah, but for example,
you did shit backwards.
Well, I disagree. I strongly disagree in that regards because no one knew who I was here in the first place.
Well, yeah, no one knows who anybody is at the beginning.
I know. But
I'm just saying that
Okay,
I'm sorry.
thank you. But by doing that, it made people here know who I was. And if I didn't do that, it would have been a harder...
Out of envy.
No. Out of the fact that...
I'm not saying you purposely did it, but I think it's a little bit out of that.
What do you mean?
Well, I think it's because the people who know you here, some of them have seen your show, but some of them have also just know that you have gone and done cool shit. So they might be a fan of yours just because you went and did cool shit.
Yeah. Oh,
maybe envy's the wrong word. I think I'm using that word right. Doesn't
I don't know. I always think of envy with negative connotations.
I don't. Is it?
I don't know.
Because I think of envy as like as almost positive jealousy. Like I envy you in the sense of like, oh, like I like what you did is cool. It would be cool to do that thing. Yeah. Maybe I said envy wrong, but you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, because what was I saying? You said that I did it backwards.
Well, I just mean in the sense of it's very, very rare
of you.
That people of me.
Sorry, they agree with you.
Oh yeah. Yeah. It's very rare for anyone in any art form to make something and go right into, I'm going to travel with this versus I'm going to try to build it up where I live first.
Yeah.
That's all I meant. It's just that the method in which you grew the show was different, you know?
And I think that's because of the person I am.
You're just a backwards person.
Well, I acknowledge what the hardest thing to do is, and instead of paving a path to build my way up to it, I just want to do it. And I find a way to do it, and it's kind of extreme learning. What you were saying.
You're so inspirational.
No, what you were saying the other day about how you like
truly.
Jumping into the deep end of things and figuring it out. And I feel that we're very similar in that regards to how I've approached learning in my career.
There is a very big upside, potentially dangerous upside, to naive confidence. In the sense of you have an idea to do something, you don't really know much about it, so you just do it.
Yeah.
But if you would have done it here first, if you would have done your shows here, you try to tour them around Canada and blah blah. You talk to people international touring, you get a bunch of people saying, "Oh, international touring is so difficult. You don't make any money. It's so hard. You got to pay for blah blah blah." But because you didn't have any of that information in the beginning, you just did it. You almost accidentally give yourself a false sense of confidence because you're not worried about all the shit other people are worried about. And that's, again, what you said about me doing the show just right off the bat, is because like if I went to improv classes and got some teachers to teach me and got notes and blah, now my head is just still, I have to remember to do this and I got to remember to do that, and if I don't do this right, then I suck and I got to do this and blah blah. Whereas like if I just go into, I'm just gonna fucking try it and do my best and see what happens. It's like then you come out the other side with your own notes and your own ideas of what you should do and how you should change things and the better way to do it first, before everyone just starts feeding you your own shit or their shit, right? And I feel like that's probably what you did with international touring, is you learned all the difficult things, right? Just by doing them. So you didn't have other people's ideas of why they're difficult. You now have your own ideas of why they're difficult, and you get to come up with your own solutions, because you also got to see the upside and the positive things and see, okay, I did this and that took too much money, so next time I'm going to do this instead of that and blah, 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 and I'm going to save some cash. But if someone just tells you that, it's very hard to instill truths or facts or knowledge into people without them actually trying it. So you just did the trying first.
Yeah, and I will say, because I did do Canada first, to an extent, with my first show. Like my show, Interwebbed, I went to the Ottawa Fringe. I tried that out. I did Edmonton Fringe. I didn't get the lottery in Edmonton, so I did a BYOV. I tried that out. The show was really well received, and that's why. And from doing that show, I still remember an artist approached me, and this conversation kind of changed my life trajectory, so I'm very grateful for them. And they said, you should stop doing the Canadian circuit. You need to do the international circuit, because your work is on an international level. And based off of that conversation, I looked into it. And then the other thing that happened after that is that I went to see one of Martin Docherty's shows called Every Good Story Ends With One, or Has One. And it was essentially a storytelling solo show of his experience doing the Adelaide Fringe. And it just kind of said all the things that went wrong and why to never do that festival. And for some backwards reason, I got inspired by that. I said, okay, here's all the things that you went wrong, that you have said have gone wrong, and why you find this festival challenging. And I talked to him about it afterwards. And I don't know why, I just think it's the type of person I am. I need to do it for myself.
Yeah.
I need to experience it for myself. And he actually helped me out quite a bit. We had a Zoom session. He said, I never thought in a million years that my show would inspire someone to do this festival. Well, my phone's on in case the camera store calls. But now I'm getting spammed by my brother.
Oh, I thought that was your dad. That's why I was
No.
like, oh, look. Yeah.
But that's just
no,
kind of the type of person I am.
Yeah.
And it was the same thing with Edinburgh. Like, someone offered Lyndon.
Just put it on silent.
Well, what if the camera store calls?
Then it'll light up and we'll answer it.
Okay. Well, I'm going to give this
That's
to you
how
then.
I literally never have a ringer on my phone.
Okay.
That's probably why I miss calls.
Yeah.
But yeah, no.
Yeah.
And that's the same thing as, I think, me going to the festivals with you, and then watching all of them and seeing all the shows and seeing how people did, and people did bad, and when they did good, and when we did bad, and when we did good, and be like, oh, I feel like now that I know, I can come back with my own game plan of how to game the system.
Yeah,
but you
that,
can't do that without actually trying it first.
And it's really tricky because every festival is 100% unique in how they get audience members. Like the show that I love, the ping pong show. I love that man. I love that show. He sells out every single time he does Edinburgh, and it's so hard for him to generate an audience in Adelaide. The show's the same.
Different
the marketing
demographics.
plan's the same. So it's really hard because you have to kind of experience small houses and large houses at all the festivals and figure out the game plan for each specific festival and what success looks like in it.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, it's the same thing as, like, Edmonton, right? Diehard hockey fans, right? Like, people love the Oilers here. You go to Utah or Arizona, they use their university teams' rinks because they don't make enough money to. But it's NHL. It's a different demographic. Same thing, but it's just going to different places. People have interest in different things, especially in something like the Fringe, where the shows in Fringes are fucking crazy. They're wild, right? Like they're not, it's not like you're going to see a stereotypical artistic theater show.
And I would
They're
say
wild. Like that guy plays
is,
the show you're talking about. He just plays ping pong silently with the crowd for an
I
hour.
know, but I would just have to say, just because you've only really seen international Fringe shows, you've seen a couple local Fringe shows. That's drastically different as soon as you go to the international level.
I've seen some stuff here.
Yeah, but the stuff done in
Actually,
Canada,
I think I've seen 2.
I would like. It's still wilder, but not to the extent of, for example, that ping pong show.
Like
I would love for that show to come to Canada. I think if some of the artists on the international circuit, and they do, like, Are You Loving It? Oh, I'm forgetting their name right now, but they do Edinburgh and they do Adelaide and they've done Edmonton quite a bit, and people love their stuff here because it's so, like, out of Edmonton. It's so. But yeah, I guess I'll pick up where I was talking about how I've done the Ottawa Fringe and I've done the Edmonton Fringe. And those festivals are great festivals, but it's really hard. As someone who wants to continuously perform on the circuit, if you don't get into a lottery in Canada or you don't have the connections to buy your own venue or bring your own venue, it's really hard to access those festivals because it is luck-based. They're luck-based festivals. And I was able to submit and get access to international festivals right away. So a big reason why I did that was I wanted to perform. I didn't want people to say that I couldn't play. Because one of the beautiful things about the lottery is that anyone can play. You don't have to have a Bachelor of Fine Arts. You don't have to be in the industry. Like your mom could do a Fringe show if she wanted to. That's one of the beautiful things about Canadian Fringes. But one of the things that always...
Is that only a Canadian thing?
Yeah.
Oh.
But one of the things, and I think some of them in the States too, but as someone who wants to play regardless and who doesn't have a lot of resources and spends their life building shows, it can be heartbreaking sometimes being like, oh, I don't have connections to find my own venue. I didn't get the lottery. So I went places that picked up my shows. And that just happened to be the international circuit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I mean, like, if you live in Canada, right?
Yeah.
And you're going to go to Ottawa for what, like 2 weeks?
Yeah.
Or something? And it's probably quite expensive to get a venue there.
I got the lottery when I was in Ottawa.
Okay.
So it only cost me like $600.
Yeah.
Because when you get the lottery,
That's
you
not bad,
usually
though.
pay a flat fee.
Yeah.
Which is somewhere around $600. And that gives you the venue, that gives you a technician, that gives you 3 hours tech time. And then with that festival as well, I got free accommodation because they had a billeting program. So I stayed in someone's basement and it was lovely.
Yeah. It's also just cool to go to Australia.
Yeah.
You know, like it's just cool to
Travel the world.
If you're gonna spend money to do all that stuff, it's like to add an extra, what? Like, if you're putting that much effort into a show, and vice versa, if you live in Australia, it's like if you grew up in Sydney and you have the opportunity to do your festival run in the Sydney Fringe versus the Edinburgh Fringe, right? Mm-hmm. It's like you're and if you have the ability to afford it, right? Because you have a job or fucking whatever, maybe your show gets bought. Like, why would you not be like, I'm gonna spend an extra $1,000, and I'm just gonna fly to the other side of the world to do this festival because it's a fucking cool opportunity. Yeah. So it's just, I think, like, it's a really cool, because like when I used to travel, because I used to travel a lot, like it used to be all I did, and one of the reasons I stopped traveling is because I was like, I'm going to all these places, but I don't really have anything to like do there. Mm-hmm. So it's really cool to be able to go somewhere with a purpose, to be able to go somewhere and be like, I'm going to travel to the other side of the world. It's going to be awesome. It's going to be like a little vacation, but I'm also getting to present something I created while I was there. Mm-hmm. That's awesome. Yeah. That's really cool. It's an experience that very, 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 very few people on the planet ever get to experience.
Yeah. And I think
we're what you would call privileged.
Yeah.
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 But it's expensive. It's expensive. Oh yeah, it's not like it's. Well, should we say the number of what it would have cost us to go to Australia this year?
Well, this year was different. And the thing with Australia is that there's some grants that you can get funded by the Australian fringes for international performers. If you get those, it subsidizes the cost. I've never gotten those. And I know people who get them every single time. I worked so hard on those grant applications. I don't know what it takes to get one of those. This really sucks. But flights, and I usually travel with someone. Flights for 2 people, round trip is usually $5,000. Mm-hmm. And then finding a place to stay. I've always been very lucky that I've been able to stay with another artist who has a subsidized rate. It's usually $2,000 for the festival. And then a venue for 10 shows is usually $2,000. Mm-hmm. And then if you want marketing, it's usually $1,000.
Yeah.
If you do it yourself.
If you do it yourself.
If you buy
and that's a low budget market. That's a low budget for marketing.
2, 4, 6.
Well, I think when we added up,
but then we wanted to do festivals, 2 shows this year.
Yeah, but it's also one of those things where it's, if you're going to go that far and they're right after one another, why would you not? So it's almost dumb to not do 2. But for 2 festivals,
for 2 shows, that's what I was saying.
Oh,
so
right.
I was just saying those numbers were just to do 1 show.
To do SWAN. 1 show, but we wanted to do 2 shows.
But this year we wanted to bring 2 shows because we have 2 shows that we could do.
But it's so also the more shows you do, the more potential you have to make money.
Yeah.
So, anyways, we added up that it was going to be between $20,000 and $30,000.
Yeah.
And I mean, you can make it back, but
it's a high.
You gotta be able to. I forget exactly what the math was, but it was close to selling out
to break even.
Every night to break even, which is like, and that's why when we went, and I came for the first time to an international festival, and there was people from all over the place, and we went to a lot of these people's shows, and like, nothing against them because it happened to us too. There'd be like sometimes like 5 to 10 people in the crowd. I'm like, how are this many people here? I was like, how can they afford this? This is crazy. Like, it would be interesting to do like, it'd be near impossible to do without full cooperation. It would be interesting to do like a gain-loss thing of like everyone involved who traveled to be there. It's like, because the loss must be so much more than the gain. There's quite a few people who did really well. Yeah. But there's also a lot of people who are like starting out. And like, I'm not saying you shouldn't do it because of that, but it's just like, you have to go into it with the concept in mind that you're probably going to lose a lot of money.
And all the people who do really well have done it for at least 10 years.
Yeah. It's like, you have to.
So they've generated their audiences. They've worked on it. Mm-hmm. So then it becomes a question of, is that the artist you want to be?
Just be a fringe touring artist.
Yeah.
Well, I think you can be both.
You can be both.
But, and I think that's why I was kind of saying like, you did things backwards, is because usually I think, I don't know, but I'm assuming the way it usually works is someone builds and builds and builds and builds in their own community. Maybe they go a little bit outside their community, a little bit outside their community, blah, 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 more and more and more and more. And then someone eventually goes, hey, I think you could make money going here. Go try it. I'll fund it, blah, blah, blah.
I think for me, one of the things that really discourages me as an artist living here is that there's very much a mandate that you need to have permission to play. In the sense that, yeah, there's a lot of auditions, but there's more non-auditions and everything in the community where people just, they don't do general auditions. They'll just cast their friends or they'll cast people that they know. And as someone starting out in the industry, it's incredibly discouraging to be here because of that. Because I was like, oh, I would love to do that show, but they never held auditions for it.
Yeah.
Or I would love to be a part of that theater house, but if you notice and you look at their program, they've cast the same 10 artists in their seasons for the past 3 years or 4 years. So there is very much a thing here, whereas you have to be invited to the table, and once you've been invited, you have permission to play. But if you don't get invited, and I think it's very similar in a lot of other industries as well.
Yeah, definitely.
You just don't get to play. And I'm very much a person where if you don't invite me to play, that's fine. I'm going to play another way.
That's why we make our own shit.
That's why you make your own stuff.
But you also have to be, because that sucks, but at the same time, there is a positive side to that. That's like a respect for seniority. So it's like, if you've been doing something let's say you've been doing some Christmas show for like 5 years, and you got hired every single time to be this thing, and then one day they were just like, actually, we're gonna let a bunch of other people audition for it, and you were like, oh, this is how I make my money around Christmas every single year. So it's like, because I've often experienced that with photography. One of the hardest things in photography is to just get fucking hired, because there is a set amount. The photography is quite easy. The actual act of being a photographer, it's the same thing as artists being business people. There's not that many photographers who are good business people. They're good at photography, but they might not be great at business, myself being one of them. I'm better now than I used to be, but I used to suck at it. Be like, I'm good. Why am I not getting business? But it's because there is, especially if you're like a local photographer who focuses on stuff in your own city, there is a set amount of businesses or people or whatever that have the cash to pay someone to do that stuff, and they find somebody and they use that photographer for all their stuff. So, and you get like an in with a company, and then that company just keeps coming back to you for more and more and more work. But you essentially have to find a company that has all those boxes checked off. They have something that they need photos taken of. They have the cash to pay someone to do it. Hopefully they have enough money to give you like a good wage to do it, or a good payment or contract to do it. But you essentially have to find that, but they haven't found somebody else yet. It's very hard. So if you are, and I have companies like that, or have had companies like that, where they hired me fucking 5, 6, 7, 8 years ago, and they just keep coming back to me for stuff. So in my eyes, if I had an in with a company, or if one of the companies that I had an in with all of a sudden said, hey, we don't need you anymore, we hired this other guy, I'd be like, well, shit. Like I know it's a contract work, and it's not, I can't promise myself, and you can't promise me that you're going to hire me every single time. But it's almost like it's almost a hug and handshake type of deal, where it's like, hey, we like you, you like us, let's just work together. And I think that's the thing that you just said about how it's very, very hard to get an in at one of those tables. It's just an example of another industry that has the same thing, where it's like, it's very, very discouraging in the beginning, because you see all these brands and all these companies and all these people getting photo work done, but they're not working with you. And it's just because they have their guy or they have their girl that they work with all the time. And as the person trying to get in the table, you're like, come on, rotate. rotate, like rotate people.
Yeah.
But once you're at the table, you're like, don't rotate. Why would you rotate? Keep me here. I'm making money. So it's a weird, you need both. Like both, there needs to be both to keep an industry working well, but it's a very difficult transition, you know? But it's hard to be a fucking artist, man.
Yeah.
That's why most people say don't do it.
Yeah, it's true.
It's very discouraging.
You gotta love it.
You gotta love it.
You gotta love it.
You gotta love people saying no to you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so make your own stuff.
Should we end it there? I don't think that's a depressing way to end it, is it?
No.
It's a realistic way to end it.
It's a realistic thing, and it's interesting because it's something that a lot of people have been asking me about lately because I've been teaching quite a bit lately. Or people will ask me why I'm not in other shows. Mm-hmm. And I'm very honest with them. And I very much say, well, it's not because I didn't try.
Yeah.
It's not because I didn't try. It's because I wasn't invited to play.
Yeah.
But I still want to play. So that's why I make my own work. And that's why I invest in touring it. And I invest in doing it. Because I really respect artists who very much are like, I only want to be an actor. When I'm not an actor, I'm fine being a server. I'm fine doing another kind of...
It's a part-time gig.
Whereas for me... I wouldn't be fine with that.
You want it to be your life.
I want it to be my life, so I'm trying to figure out how to make that sustainable.
But the silver lining of all that is you probably wouldn't, I shouldn't say probably, maybe you wouldn't have done those international fringes and you wouldn't have done these tours to make all your own stuff if people just hired you all the time.
Totally, yeah.
And now that I, so much bubbly. Now that I would say I know you quite well, would you agree?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a sarcastic comment. Of course I fucking know you well. I don't think you would be happy with just being hired. I think it's a little bit of a thing of because you've struggled to get that, you want it. You want it because people are saying no. You're like, don't say fucking no to me. I'm going to get it. But I think if all you did was get hired and do other people's stuff, I don't think you would like that. Because you're so used to making your own stuff now that I don't think you would like a director or a writer or someone going like, this is what you're going to do. This is what you're being paid for. You don't get to play in the sense of you get to do whatever you want. You're going to play how I want you to play. You wouldn't like that. I think you would do like 2 shows and you'd be like, fuck this.
No, well, because there is some shows that I would love to do.
Oh,
I would love to do, and if a director was like, Lauren, I'm thinking about fuck it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but to add to what you said, I think I don't audition for everything now. Yeah. Because I look at it and I think, would I have fun doing that? Yeah. And you're right, I am in a very privileged position in the sense where I know how to do my own stuff now. And I've started to learn how to make a profit at it. Yeah. So if I really invest in it, I can say, okay, do I want to be in A Christmas Carol? Or would I rather tour my show? Yeah, exactly. And in a situation like that, I would rather tour my show.
It's the exact same thing as photography. Yeah. I've done some cool shit because of photography. Yeah. I've also done a lot of really, 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 really boring ass photo gigs. Yeah. Of like taking it's the exact same thing of when I first wanted to be a photographer, I wanted to be a photographer because I saw it as like a vessel or a vehicle for travel and to get access to things that otherwise you don't get access to, and to see cool shit and see cool people and animals and culture and everything. But every now and then people are like, hey, can you take a picture of my bag of coffee? And I'm like, I mean, I can. I don't want to, but I will because it's work. Yeah. So it's just like it's hard to. And the hardest part is the traveling ones and the wildlife ones and the documentaries and the expeditions. Those are the cool ones. So that's what everyone wants to do. Yeah. So it's way fucking harder to do it because the competition is so much higher. Not very many people want to shoot real estate, but it's good money, you know? So but a lot of times what people do, and I've done this, like you're like, I'm a photographer, I want to make money as a photographer. So you start taking boring jobs And then after a while, you're like, I don't even want to do this anymore, because I didn't become a photographer to take photos of houses. I became a photographer because I wanted to travel and see cool shit. And I feel, and that's kind of what I mean by, it's the thing of acting is like, it's like if all you want to do is act, like that, like you're not necessarily a creative person in the sense of you want to create your own shows, you just want to do the actual act of acting, then you might be happy with always doing other people's shows. But since you're a creative person, you like writing and do your own shows, I think you would be miserable just acting if you never got to create things as you wanted to. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because even when we, like for example with Gerald, I had to catch myself a couple of times because we brought in an amazing director, Nicole Maloney.
Catch yourself from what?
There was a couple of times because I love doing everything, and that's why I always like credit myself as a creator, because I don't really see myself as a playwright or a performer or like a director, but I like having, like sometimes I'll have like a vision of something how I really want to go. But for example, like Nicole, beautiful Miss Maloney, she calls me out on my shit, which I appreciate. She's like, I want you to move your head really fast. I was like, could we try it slow? And she's like, I thought I was the director. I want you to move it really fast. I was like, that's right.
You like having, you like putting your hand in all the cookie jars.
Well, no, because I think when you make something and you're passionate about it, that's just like a habit. But then also it's important to recognize, it's like, oh yeah, Nicole's doing her job.
It's very hard
to
to
take
let
off
go.
the gas.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not sure if it's hard to let go. Is sometimes the lines get blurry for me, and I forget.
It's also, it's also like.
So that was an instance where like it was blurry for a second. It was like, oh yeah, this is Nicole's job. This isn't my job.
Yeah, and you're also doing specifically that thing. Like that's a collaborative, fun. Yeah. Like I would love to make money off Gerald. I think it'd be fucking awesome. I think we will. I think we will. I think we could.
I think Gerald's gonna be the next
right
hit
now,
show.
it's just fucking fun.
Just
so
fun.
it's hard to be like, this is your role and this is my role. You don't step over my line, when it's like, hey,
we're just figuring it out.
We're all losing money right now. No one's getting big bucks.
Yeah.
It's when you start getting, it's like you're hired to be the director. It's like, hey, that's your fucking job. But right now, it's just a bunch of people hanging out in the living room going, that could be funny, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
So I think it's fine to step over the lines. But I think that's one of the things that we're trying to do right now, is to make a crew of people who are okay with that.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of people who just, their ego gets involved and they're like, that's my job. It's like, hey man, this is the equivalent of taking a game of Catan very seriously in the set. You know what I mean? Like it's just, you're just having fun. Just make shit. Make something cool. You know? Should we end it there?
Sure. Yeah, make something cool. Oh my gosh. SWAN on the 28th. 7:30. Revue. Granville. Vancouver. Thank you.
My knees!